So, let us try the next problem. So, here f x is given as 2 minus x to the power 2 by 3 plus x to the power minus 1 by 3. We want to find f prime x and again its derivative, which is f double prime x. Okay, so, we should proceed slowly. F prime x first 2, so that gives derivative as 0 and minus sign remains as minus sign. Then x to the power 2 by 3, that gives 2 by 3 into x to the power 2 by 3 minus 1. So, next is x to the power minus 1 by 3, that gives minus 1 by 3, x to the power minus 1 by 3 minus 1. Now, we simplify or just rewrite it is really. It is minus 2 by 3 x to the power 2 by 3 minus 1, which is minus 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 3 x to the power minus 4 by 3. That is what our f prime x is. Then once more we have to differentiate. So, we proceed from this place. It is minus 2 by 3 as a constant remains and minus 1 by 3. So, that gives a minus 1 by 3 into x to the power minus 1 by 3 minus 1, which is minus 4 by 3. And the next factor is minus 1 by 3 into minus 4 by 3 into x to the power minus 4 by 3 minus 1, which is minus 7 by 3. So, that is how it looks now, and simplification is given 2 by 9 x to the power minus 4 by 3 plus 4 by 9 x to the power minus 7 by 3. Okay. So, we go to next problem. Here again f x is given as a rational function, right. On the top there is a polynomial, on the bottom also there is a polynomial. It is given also factored from x plus 1 into x plus 2 divided by x minus 1 into x minus 2. Sometimes it is easier to do the differentiation when it is factored form, but we go to the expanded form, that may be easier. So, let us write it again. It is x square plus 3x plus 2, down is x square minus 3x plus 2. Okay. Now, this is a function in the form f by g, right. So, denominator is there g and numerator is f, something like that, we remember the formula. So, it will be g, that is the denominator, times differentiation of the numerator minus and so on. So, let us find it. That is how it looks. F prime x is denominator multiplied by numerator's differentiation, which is x square gives 2x, 3x gives plus 3, minus it is numerator, which is x square plus 3x plus 2, differentiation of the denominator, which is x square is gives 2x and minus 3x gives minus 3, divided by denominator square. So, x square minus 3x plus 2 whole square. Now, after simplification, it turns out that it becomes minus 6 into x square minus 2 divided by x minus 1 square, x minus 2 whole square. That is what f prime x is. These are simple applications of whatever rules of differentiation we have learnt. So, we go to next problem. Here again we want to find out dy by dx, given that y is cosine x by x plus x divided by cosine of x. So, of course, it is not differentiable at x equal to 0, because this is given, and at also x equal to pi by 2, multiples of pi by 2, there is problem. So, except that wherever it is differentiable, what is dy by dx? That is the way we interpret the question, that wherever this function is defined, what about dy by dx? Okay, we just use our rules. So, dy by dx first is derivative of the first term plus derivative of the second term, and for the first term its denominator is x. So, it is x times differentiation of cosine x, that gives minus sin x, minus cosine x differentiation of x is 1 divided by x square, and the second one similarly cosine x into differentiation of x, which is 1, and minus x into differentiation of cosine x, which is minus sin x, divided by cosine square x, and we simplify, that gives cos x plus x sin x into secant square x minus 1 by x square. So, you should verify it later, how, whether this is correct or not. Okay. So, we go to next problem. Here we want to find the derivatives of all orders of f of x equal to x cubed by 4 minus 5 x square plus 3. So, on the face of it, it looks we have to get f n of x for any natural number n. But let us see, because it is a polynomial and each time you differentiate one x to the power n, that gives you x to the power n minus 1, a constant time, n times x to the power n minus 1. So, that reduces the degree of the polynomial. Then after some finite number of time, a polynomial is reduced to 0 by differentiation, continuous by successive differentiations. So, that is how we see it now. Up to third derivative we can find out, next derivative will be 0. So, with that expectation, let us compute its derivative. F prime x is x cubed by 4 differentiation minus 5x square differentiation plus 3 differentiation. So, x cubed by 4 gives 1 by 4 times x cubed gives 3x square, minus 5 remains, x square gives 2x. So, that is 3x square by 4 minus 10x. Once more we differentiate. So, you get 3 by 4, that constant, x square gives 2x, minus 10x gives minus 10. So, that simplifies to 3x divided by 2. Now, when you go to f third derivative, derivative of 3x by 2, that is just 3 by 2. And then when you take fourth derivative, that will be a constant which is 0. Fifth derivative will be 0 differentiation, that will be 0 again. So, everything else will be 0. F n x equal to 0 for n greater than equal to 4. That is what we expected from the polynomial, since it is a polynomial. We go to next problem. Suppose we have two differentiable functions, f of x is differentiable, g of x is also differentiable, and it is known that f of 0 equal to 5. Similarly, we know g of 0 equal to minus 1, and also we know the derivatives at 0, that is f prime 0 is minus 3 and g prime 0 is 2. We want to compute the value of f divided by g prime 0. So, all that we have to do is use the differentiation of the ratio formula, right, division, and then see what happens. Okay. So, d of f by g by dx, forget about 0 now, that will be g times f prime minus f times g prime divided by g square. Now, at x equal to 0 when we evaluate, everything will be evaluated at 0. So, it is g 0 f prime 0 minus f 0 g prime 0 divided by g 0 square. Then you substitute the values to get g 0 is minus 3, f prime 0 is minus 1, f 0 is 2, g prime 0 is 5. So, that gives this factor which simplifies to minus 7. So, that is fairly easy. We go to next problem. So, here we have a curve, of course, it is equation of a parabola. So, y equal to ax square plus bx plus c, it is known that this curve which is given by this function y equal to x square plus bx plus c passes through the point 1 comma 2. So, that means a b, though you have written symbolically, they have some certain values. So, for those values we know that the passes through 1.2, and we know that the curve is tangent to the line y equal to x at the origin, right. So, it is a parabola, y equal to x becomes origin, and it becomes the tangent at the origin to the curve. So, that means origin is also a point on the curve, right. We want to find out a, b and c, that is what being asked. So, for which curve this will happen? It will pass through 1 2, tangent y equal to x at 0 0. So, first thing is let us find out its values. It is given that 1 2 is a point. So, y will be 2 when x equal to 1, that is y 1 equal to 2. So, once we substitute y 1 equal to 2, left side gives 2 and the right side gives a plus b plus c. So, a plus b plus c must be equal to 2. Okay. That is what it gives one equation. Next, we see that at the origin slope of tangent is 1. How do you say that? Because y equal to x is a tangent to the curve, its slope is 1. So, that means the derivative of this function evaluated at x equal to 0 should give us 1. So, that is 1 equal to y prime of 0, right. Now, we differentiate y. So, we get 2ax from ax square and the next one gives b. So, 2ax plus b at x equal to 0 must be equal to 1. So, once you substitute x equal to 0, that gives b. So, b equal to 1. Now, you get b equal to 1, a plus b plus c equal to 2, and of course, the curve passes through the origin because at the origin there is a tangent. So, when you substitute 0 here, you get 0 equal to 0 plus c. So, that gives c equal to 0. So, you know c equal to 0, b equal to 1, a plus b plus c equal to 2. So, a must be 1. Therefore, we conclude that a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1 and c is equal to 0. Okay. We discuss next problem. So, here a curve is given by the equation y equal to tan x, and we are taking a segment of that only, a portion of the curve which is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. X varies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, but not equal to minus pi by 2 or pi by 2. Notice that tan also is not defined there. That means, we are taking one branch of that tan x, right. So, tan x goes from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 this way. So, we are taking only one branch of that. It repeats again, but that we are not taking, right. Okay. So, this is our curve. Then it is known that find or we want to find all points on this curve where the tangent is parallel to the line y equal to 2x. So, that means, let us take a point say x comma y, x1 comma y1 or x0 y0 or a comma b, where the tangent to this curve will be parallel to the line y equal to 2x. So, once it is parallel, its slope is known. Its slope is 2 really, y equal to mx, right. So, to this, that means, its slope will be m at that point. If that point is AB, so first of all it will satisfy b equal to tan a, where a is in between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Second thing is the slope of that means derivative of this evaluated at that point AB would give us 2. These are the two equations we get. We should get the equations first. So, the slope at such a point is 2. Now, y equal to tan x gives us y prime equal to secant square x. So, if that point is c, say x equal to c is that point, y will be tan c, then at that point secant square c must be 2, right. So, 1 by cos square c equal to 2, or cos c will be plus or minus 1 divided by root 2, fine. Since c belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, c must be plus or minus pi by 4, that is what we say. So, from the slope itself we get some hint that c must be plus or minus pi by 4, and that is it. So, we got all the points, both of them are there. So, the points are pi by 4 and tan of pi by 4 which is 1, minus pi by 4 and tan of minus pi by 4 which is minus 1. These are the 2 points possible where the tangent to the curve y equal to tan x is having slope as 2, fine. We go to the next problem. So, here we are asked to find points in the interior of the first quadrant. What does it mean? First quadrant, it is the interior. So, these lines are excluded, right. So, x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0, that is what it says. Interior of the first quadrant, where the curve x equal to sin 2t, y equal to sin 3t, it is given parametrically, has a horizontal tangent. So, tangent should be something like this, okay, y equal to 0, that should be the tangent. So, slope must be 0. So, we will find the slope. Let us say first it is given parametrically. So, dx by dt is 2 cosine t 2t, sin 2t gives cosine 2t and 2t gives 2, dy by dt equal to sin 3t differentiation, that gives cos 3t, 3t with respect to t, that gives 3. So, 3 cosine 3t. So, this gives dy by dx is 3 cosine 3t divided by 2 cosine 2t, right. So, this is the slope at the point t, at the point t means it is x t y t, if t is a point. So, what we mean here is x t y t at the coordinates. Okay. So, a horizontal tangent at t equal to t 0 means this derivative at t equal to t 0 must be 0, t 0 equal to 0. So, the derivative is 0 means it is a fraction. So, its numerator must be 0. So, you get cosine 3 t 0 equal to 0. Okay. So, if the point is x 0 y 0, that is sine of 2 t 0 x 0, y is sine 3 t. So, sine of 3 t 0, if that is the point, it is interior of the first quadrant. So, that means it should be positive, right, and cosine of 3 t 0 must be 0. So, where is cosine 0? It is pi by 2, right, and it is in the first quadrant. So, there is no other solution, there will be negative or 3 pi and others, but it is only pi by 2. So, t 0 must be pi by 6, right, t 0 must be pi by 6, because it is 3 t 0 equal to pi by 2, that is what it says, right. So, what is the point? The point is sine of 2 t 0, 2 times pi by 6, which is pi by 3, and sine of 3 t 0, which is 3 times pi by 6, that is pi by 2, which is root 3 by 2 and 1. All right. So, we may solve one more problem. Suppose a curve is given implicitly by x cubed plus y cubed equal to 16. We want to find what is y double prime at 2. So, we need implicit differentiation here and then find out y double prime and substitute x equal to 2 to get the result. Okay. So, first thing is we want y double prime 2. So, 2 x equal to 2 must be on the curve, that is if x equal to 2, then what is y? If x equal to 2, then the equation says 2 cubed plus y cubed at 2 is 16, or y 2 must be 2 also. Okay. 16 minus 8, which is 8. So, y 2 must be 2. That means, we have the point, that point is really 2 comma 2 on the curve. All right. Okay. Now, let us differentiate the equation. So, we get x cubed gives 3 x square and y cubed with respect to y gives 3 y square and y with respect to x gives y prime. So, we are differentiating with respect to x, and on the right side of course constant. So, that gives 0. So, that gives y prime equal to minus x square divided by y square, and we want to find at 2 of course, but that will come, it is not y prime at 2, it is y double prime at 2. So, we need to find one more differentiation. Okay. So, we instead of differentiating y prime equal to this, there we have to use ratio formula, division formula. We consider this equation itself and differentiate, that might be easy. So, x square gives 2x and y square y prime, it is product formula. So, y square differentiation and multiplied by y prime and y square into derivative of y prime. So, differentiation of y square gives 2y into y prime, right, with respect to x. So, y square with respect to y into dy by dx. So, that gives 2y y prime, one y prime is there. So, we get 2y y prime square plus y square times derivative of y prime, which is y square plus y double prime, that is equal to 0. So, from this if you simplify, you get y double prime times y fifth equal to minus 2x y cubed minus 2x fourth. We are interested in y double prime at 2. So, evaluate everything at 2, y fifth now gives you 2 to the power 5 and y double prime at 2, that should be minus 2 times x equal to 2, y is also 2. So, 2 cubed is 8 minus 2 into x fourth is 16. So, that gives y double prime 2 equal to minus 2. That is how we will be solving these problems. Okay. So, let us stop here.